Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Rogue Trader with me, Rykad. Let's return to the bridge and head towards Rykad Minoris. But first we will go speak to Cabela.
Domin. Maybe.
Never mind. Alright, we get some fire grenades and pneumo boots. Using the charge ability costs minus 1 AP less. I guess it wasn't a talent I was thinking of. I'm pretty sure I wore those boots until the end of my first run. As the ship makes its way through the star system, a strange fatigue falls over you. Your eyelids grow heavy. The quill you've been using to draw up yet another order falls from your hand. You raise your head with a start. Someone else is here, in your study. You stand up and stare at the dozens upon dozens of corpses surrounding you. Among their number, you recognize the disfigured and bloodied faces of those who died on the ship's bridge, those you met in your previous life. How is this possible? Where are the enforcers posted to stand guard? It matters not. You are alone against a horde of heretics risen from the darkness to take your life. As if of its own accord, the shard lying on the edge of the desk, the sole remnant of Conrad Voidfear's weapon, slips into your hand. The metal is searing cold. The dead sway from side to side, closing in around you in a nightmarishly slow advance. Step back or else. The dead only draw closer and closer, and your fingers involuntarily tighten around the shard, a sharp edge cutting into your palm. An unbearably bright light floods everything around. You find yourself surrounded by groveling minions, their bodies shivering in your mere presence. Your hands no longer hold a pitiful shard, but a majestic and intricate weapon. A skillfully crafted sword with strange, unnerving proportions, a curved design, and an unusual hilt adorned with the image of a closed eye. The eye opens wide, revealing a gaze so ancient and dark that it steals your breath away. You felt this gaze before, there on the bridge, and the voice that appears in your mind only confirms your guess. The tapestry is woven, the path is chosen. Accept your fate, champion. Throw the demon blade away. Never. Your body refuses to obey your mind. The handle feels as if it has become one with your hands, and the gaze of the demonic eye sets your very soul ablaze. Resisting your fate is futile. You scream as you feel your soul burn away to ash. You waken from the vision kneeling next to your desk, clothes drenched in sweat, with a sour taste on your tongue. Your head is ringing, and you struggle to recall those faces and the image of the sword in your hands. Only the deep cut on your palm and the bloodied shard lying on the floor remind you of what just transpired. You'd rather die than touch that thing again, so you reach a shaking hand for your Vox and call for a servitor. Now you just have to wait for the mindless automaton to arrive, pick up the cursed artifact, and head for the nearest airlock to be claimed by the Void. Starport. The Starport greets you with the din of ordnance, and the smell of explosive tickles your nostrils. It is difficult to tell through the smoke who is firing at whom. Halt. Weapons on the ground, or I'm firing. A man in a torn and dirty uniform hobbles toward you, from behind the chunks of rockcrete and crumpled plasteel. His cracked helmet is adorned with a crooked label that reads, Sergeant Malgar. Alright, so our skies are in lockdown. The rebels are shooting down anything that flies. And you lot just happen to land in our rear without a scratch to show for it. And on a shuttle like that. Where did you get it? Stolen from the palace, isn't it? He is visibly awed by the resplendent gold of your transport. Grab him, lads. We've got ourselves a rebel landing force. Abelard turns purple. By the Holy Throne, what is this mess? Adira glances around. They're in a rough spot, old man. Go easy on them. You must be mistaken. I'm the rogue trader of House von Valancius. Actually, Abelard, enlighten this rabble about the proper manner of greeting the God Emperor's chosen. Abelard clears his throat. You stand before rogue trader von Valancius, you ignorant worm. Snap to attention this instant, and you give his lordship a formal report. With a mixture of awe and terror, he snaps to attention, raises his freshly cut chin like an exemplary soldier, and barks. My mistake, sir. At once. The Starport is under the control of the Governor's wardens. Perimeter Commander is Sergeant... A frag grenade explosion cuts off the rest of the sergeant's words. Shrapnel flies everywhere with a piercing screech. One of the soldiers falls to the ground, clutching the remains of his forearm, is now adorned with crimson tatters. Blood is pouring out of the stump, and the soldier's agony is short-lived. The sergeant curses, and hastily says an army prayer for the dead. Also, I selected the wrong option there. I should have taken the third option down. And with a rasping cough, the sergeant turns back to you. Pardon me, sir. Sergeant Last Malgar reporting. My unit is holding the Starport in the Governor's orders. How may I serve? What is going on here? Unrest, sir. Armed rebellions in both the capital and the provinces. First the lower level sparked, then it went up to the spires. They hit the Vox hubs, the arsenals, the mag train stations. Then Felix tore off his mask, precisely because he knew about the trouble in Rykad Minoris. He knew that none of our allies would come to our aid. Cassia lets out a sorrowful sigh. You may continue your report, peasant. My unit was here when it all went to the Groxes. The tech priests linked to satellites reported sightings of strange void ships in the system. They were orbiting the star until one of them set course for landing on Rykad Majoris. The governor took precautionary measures in order to increase security at the Key's facilities. Everyone knows that whenever something's not right, you better double the warden details. The alarm was raised. We were sent to secure the Starport. It's the only reason we're able to hold it. They're crushing us, the scumbags. It's been a whole turn since the last reinforcements came in. We're running low on ammo. Every other fighter is wounded. I don't know how bad it is in the streets. They'll drive us out of here any minute. Who are you, anyway? Sergeant Last Malgar, sir. 11th generation loyal soldier of House Winterscale. Awarded 3 commendations for faultless service. Ever since the olden days, his lordship the Rogue Trader has recruited soldiers and shipwrights in Rykad Minoris. So there is no greater honor for a Rykadian than serving his lordship with diligence. What caused this rebellion? Ill thoughts, sir. We've fallen on hard times. The ground keeps shaking. Things keep exploding. The people are scared. They've forgotten all about their duty. And that's when those, Emperor forgive me, preachers came. They started riling everyone up. Sure enough, we shot a few, but they just kept coming. More and more of them. Pat him on the shoulder. You're doing fine work, Malgar, and so are your troops. It is people like you that hold the Imperium together. I live to serve. The sergeant's grim voice rings with a martyr's pride. Some dirty dog nearly shot down my shuttle. Affirmative, your lordship, sir. It's all those darn rebels. Those maggots somehow got their hands on an anti-aircraft battery, and it's causing our shuttles no end of trouble. That thing really packs a punch. You're lucky they missed you. I see them fry 2 shuttles carrying reinforcements. Not a soul survived. Do you happen to know if a member of the Inquisition has come here? At the word Inquisition, the sergeant's face fills with awe. I don't know, sir. There definitely haven't been any visitors like that on my watch. You might have to inquire at the headquarters, your lordship, sir. I'm going to see the governor. If I may report, sir, as long as the rebels keep shooting their darned anti-aircraft battery, there's absolutely no way to shuttle you to the governor. It would have to be on foot, and the streets are dangerous. I have no one to send with you as an escort. I assigned all available troops to accompany the esteemed tech priest of the governor. I'll voxcast orders to them to wait for you, and I'll inform headquarters. They better send out a convoy to meet you halfway. Meanwhile, we will follow the governor's orders and hold the line here. Adira frowns as her gaze grows distant, as if she's looking through the sergeant. You're a good soldier. You've got a lot of blood on your hands, both yours and others. You know, the same hand that salutes now might falter in darkness. Rank and epaulets won't save you from the bitterness. Pardon me, my lady, but I can't get my head around these fancy words you're saying. I've seen plenty of blood, but trust me, I'll fight to my last drop. Sergeant shakes his head in disappointment. Ah, if only Sergeant Davian of Tertium was here. He may have completely lost his marbles, but if I'd let him accompany you, you could have walked all the way to the governor's palace without any harm befalling you. Davian of Tertium? Who is that? One of ours, a veteran. No idea how he wound up here. The man's from Atoma Prime, the other end of the galaxy. Silent chap, crazy eyes. But you should see him slay enemies of humanity. There's none like him. The sergeant cast a glance somewhere past the starport. When it started, he went missing out in the street somewhere. Worse news for the rebels, though. He's an absolute beast in close quarters combat. Is the path ahead dangerous? What exactly awaits me there? The sergeant sighs heavily. All of our roadblocks are gone. The whole place is in the rebels' hands. The city is almost lost, so no help will come. We're surrounded by rebels. And watch your steps, sir. The streets are chock full of mines. You're late to arrive in Rykad Minoris, because we did the other 2 objectives first. There's a mark about mines lodges itself in your memory. More than anything, you need to watch the ground and not your surroundings. You'd rather risk a shot from a rebel or a jittery soldier than experience a few handfuls of lethal frag shrapnel, resting on top of some 300 grams of explosive physaline. What tech priest? A very important person from the Adeptus Mechanicus arrived on the last shuttle before they locked down the sky. He kept on asking whether anyone by the name of Amarant or Amarnat or something like that has recently arrived. Barely answered any of our questions, though. Said he was under no obligation to tell us anything. He demanded to talk to the governor personally, so I had to send a quarter of my troops with him to keep trouble at bay. You're a good soldier, Malgar. I will see that your heroism is noted. The sergeant blushes slightly. I live to serve. Another explosion interrupts the sergeant's words. With a sigh of relief, he turns to his soldiers and spits out a booming series of commands. Love to serve your lordship, sir.
So, this is how vast the sky is. It is no wonder that mutiny broke out here. How can order be maintained in a place without compartments or bulkheads?
I would argue that it is not the size of the territory, but the competence of the governor that matters. Ugh, he did not even send a proper cortege to meet us.
Artillery, do you copy? Requesting a barrage on Launchpad 3. The grand viaduct for receiving esteemed guests is buried under the rubble.
I always have a backup plan.
I'll make an example out of you.
Spare none of them!
Let's get to it. Out of my way. Hold on.
Don't worry, guys. We will single-handedly take the starport for you. Well, single-handedly. By that I mean 6. All 6 of us.
As honor ordained. I shall not fail. Killing brings me no pleasure. The shadows will see it done. I will not die in dishonor.
Time to slaughter someone.
Alright,
Show me what you've got.
that's a pretty good second turn.
Scared yet? Oh!
Power resides in the will of the righteous. Guided by faith.
That was a pretty good turn. Either way you look at it.
Reduced to dust. At your beck and call.
Who, if not me? Let us not dawdle.
Did all of that in one turn.
Is there money to be made?
We gotta check every corner for hidden objects. Also, I need to talk to somebody about this. I don't have a Medikai on board. Eyes. My eyes. Have you got them? Please give them back to me. Even just one. Please.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
As it should be.
Written on the side of the shuttle in pilot's lowly slang of the words, "Do not touch." A shipment of tithes to the blessed Lord Captain Caligos Winterscale. Perhaps there is something worth your attention in this shuttle. Ring of the Iron Will. Whenever the wearer hits a target with Shield Bash, Double Slug, Fulminating Shot, or Grisly Adjudication, to make a coercion test with a -40 penalty. If the wearer succeeds, the target is immobilized. Commander Cloak. Increase the range of officer archetype abilities by +1 cell. Good news is, this is great for my main character, and this will go to Cassia.
Keep your wits about you.
Gain true vision. Renounce false sight. All will be revealed. This guy. Made a lot of people upset my decision with this guy last playthrough. Folks, how about you don't come any closer, and I don't shoot you? Gain true vision. Renounce false sight. All will be revealed. The young, shaggy-haired soldier is still pale. Nonetheless, as you approach, he holsters his pistol, the hallmark of good discipline. He gives you a somewhat frightened but genuine smile. Thank you, my lord. You arrived in the nick of time. I don't know what those babbling creeps wanted with me, but it definitely wasn't anything good. Who are you? Actually, are you unharmed, soldier? All thanks to you, my lord. Those blind lunatics are all over the city right now. These rebels, darn them to the void, go around maiming anyone they get their hands on and scorching their eyes. Then they leave the poor sods driven mad by the pain to wander the streets, babbling nonsense. He lowers his voice and adds with gravity. The command doesn't want anyone to talk about it, but I've heard whispers that it's not just some nonsense. It's heresy. Actual heresy. Because listening to it scrambles your brain. It made one patrolman freeze in his tracks while the blind mob got hold of him and carried him from his post off to who knows where. Who are you? Lucky Jasper, the governor's aide and personal Vox operator. I was dispatched to the Starport on special orders. The young man proclaims, desperately trying to tame his tousled hair. And what exactly were you doing here on your own? Following Governor Medina's special instructions, namely, he grits his teeth with a pained expression, furrowing his brow. Oh right, it's a secret assignment. I can't talk about it. What if what you know is priceless intelligence, and you were to die before you could relay it to anyone? Well, that would make me a saboteur and a traitor, wouldn't it? Yes, you're right. This is an emergency. He looks relieved. So why do they send you to the Starport? I'm supposed to deliver updated Vox codes, and how should I put it? Assess the situation. The planet is a real mess at the moment. The rebels have found their way into our VoxNet, and are now eavesdropping. This made proper communication impossible. The hollowed electrodynamic Cenobium had sent out a distress call before it went dark. And who even knows what's happening in the system? There's been a riot on Rykad Philia, the prison planetoid. Your Act 5 station is silent, although the navigators there have always been a reclusive bunch. I was hoping I'd be lucky enough to run into a pilot or captain here who could give me an update, but that's hardly a possibility right now. The rebels are blasting anything that tries to land out of the sky with their darn cannon. He stops talking, a little too abruptly. Tell me about Urok 5. There's not much anyone could tell you about it. That station belongs to the Navis Nobilite themselves. Emperor knows what they do up there, or who even lives there. They scorn ordinary folk. The only person they're willing to grace with an audience is the esteemed Yvain Winterscale. It is beginning to sound like he is complaining. That place is creepy. They say they order shuttles with servants from Rykad Minoris on a regular basis. I guess they're too important up there to change filters and clean compartments themselves, huh? Except, I've never met anyone who has served there. It's like no one ever comes back. Your brothers and sisters lived and died for a great cause, serving a navigator house, and therefore all of the Imperium. It is a high honor, one that few could bear. Only now does Jasper notice Cassia, and his eyes go wide with fear. He opens and closes his mouth a few times helplessly, like a fish, unable to utter a sound. Instead, he just nods nervously. There's something else you're hiding from me, isn't there? More classified secrets. Jasper looks away. It's nothing classified, just personal. There's another reason why I'm here. My betrothed is missing, Rykad Vicari, the esteemed Yvain Winterscale's personal pilot. When the riot reports came from Rykad Philia, Lord Yvain headed there personally. Then this rebellion started down here, and we lost communication. No one knows how they're doing up there. You know what I'm afraid of? That they'll come back, and those rebel scumbags will shoot them out of the sky. I wanted to find a place that's high up, set up a voxcaster there, and send them a transmission. The sky's closed off, don't try to land. But I didn't make it in time. Those blind dogs chased after me, and as I was running, I tripped and broke the caster. He hangs his head sadly. I worry for her. She's an excellent pilot, but I still worry. Ablar shakes his head disapprovingly, but his eyes are understanding. That is why all members of a Void Ship clan share the same employment. No matter how devoted a servant of the Emperor is to their duty, there is always the danger that family ties might disrupt regulations and order. Worry not, the Rykad is alive. I met her on Rykad Philia. Really? That's marvelous. May the Emperor protect you for 1,000 years, and then 1,000 more for bringing me such good news. He beams in elation. I'll name my firstborn after you, I swear. In fact, I'll name all my children after you. Who is Yvain Winterscale? The esteemed and honorable scion of blessed rogue trader Caligos Winterscale, master of the Rykad system. At the behest of his illustrious father, or grandfather, or uncle, well, his illustrious relative, Lord Yvain took up residence on Rykad Minoris. Jasper's face betrays a fierce inner struggle before he blurts out. You know what I think? I find it curious that blessed Caligos didn't make him the ruler of our world. Lord Yvain is his blood, but it's a governor who rules us. Then why do you think he sent him here? I think he's been exiled. You think the governor can handle the rebellion? Jasper mumbles evasively. Well, obviously. I'm not some pessimist to say otherwise. I won't tell anyone. You really won't? Well then, if you ask me, things are pretty rotten. His words come flying at the rate of stubber fire. Those rebels are strange, who would have easily quelled a normal riot. We're not some commoners, or Rykadians, the naval elite of House Winterscale. But those people, they're vicious. They know no fear. And their attacks, they're so precise. It's like they know what's going to happen ahead of time. Command executed 7 officers on suspicion of espionage, but it's not about spying. They say the leader of the rebels is some two-faced Aurora who can see into the future. Now she is the real danger. Nira scoffs and rubs her hands together in excitement. She can see into the future, is that right? We'll see about that. She's up against the wrong psyker. My breezy whispers may be vague, but they've not failed me once. I can tell you without asking my ethereal friends that her future doesn't look too bright now that the Lord Captain is involved. I'm looking for an interrogator of the Inquisition who may have arrived on this planet. Have you heard of anyone matching that description? Jasper's face quickly turns gray as he says, I have. But I don't know where he is now. I'm sorry, but I don't like discussing the affairs of the Inquisition. That's a good habit to have. So my first playthrough, I maimed him for spilling classified information. I was playing as a Commissar origin, and I still think it was the right call. That's very 40k for a Commissar to punish someone who got the information they wanted from the person, but the person did also go against his orders. It seems like something a commissar would do. I have no more questions. It is my pleasure to be of service to you, my lord. It's been nice to chat to someone normal. He glances warily at the body of the nearest blinded lunatic. I must take my leave. You're right. We shouldn't stay here or we might run into rebels. I'll go find a safe place to watch the sky for any landing shuttles. May the Emperor protect you, my lord.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Obviously, on an iconoclast run, I'm not going to punish that guy. But really, the line between heretic and dogmatic, it's not very thick. So we'll probably punish him on the heretic run as well.
You will beg for mercy, but I will grant none.
I will level you.
Let's make it quick.
The righteous have come to take all that we have from us. Let us stand united, my brethren. To battle.
Let's get to it.
Injured.
Ow.
I'm
Let's
enraged.
get to it.
Doubt is for the weak.
I'll do it.
Faith without deeds, strike is a prayer.
Out of my way.
Consider this a taste of what's to come.
Let's get to it.
Alright, take it easy, guys.
Hold on.
Not behind cover. I should have planned a little better.
Now you're clad in scarlet.
Oh, there you go.
Let's make it quick.
On it.
Not this Greyer's job. As honor ordains. A dance of blades
Blessed are
and
those who
shadows.
sacrifice for the Imperium.
Whoopsies.
I will do my duty.
Whoopsies indeed.
Indeed.
I'll see to it personally. I'll make it happen.
Let's get to it.
Rejoice prowess in battle! I'll do it. I will avenge you.
Sorry, Abelard, but we wrapped up the fight, so win's a win.
Sins hidden in the heart turn all to decay.
Skirmisher Boots. Whenever the wearer deals damage to an enemy, the wearer has a 25% chance to gain 2 MP. We're gonna give that to Cabela.
I always have a backup plan.
I need a large meta kit. Can that get rid of traumas? It says old injuries, not traumas. We'll give it a shot. I don't recall if that'll clear one or not. I should probably give it to Cabela. She has our best Medicae. That.
Whisper and be heard.
Ah, field medicine at its finest.
Nope.
Let us
Alright,
not dawdle.
that's fine.
Stop. There.
The Emperor favors me today. Duty prevails. Never doubt me.
The turret was placed in a great hurry, but the Technomat never had the chance to activate it. The insurgents walked in a crowd right across the mine barriers, seemingly oblivious to the fear of death. Alright, well I'm going to call it here. Next time we'll enter this door. It's just a small side room. And we'll proceed this way. But for now, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.